You can't lead someone to a place you've never been. So if you want to lead your team or you want your team to grow on emotional intelligence, you have to lead the way one skill at a time. If you want your team to reach its full potential, you will have to grow in 5 areas of your emotional intelligence as a leader. And it starts with you. Number 1, self-awareness. That is the ability to recognize your emotions. Your emotions. You see, if you can't look at yourself on the mirror and identify what you are feeling and why you are feeling the way you feel, your leadership ceiling is lower than you think. Number 2, self-regulation. That is the ability to manage your emotions. You see, it's one thing to recognize what you are feeling, but it's another to control your disruptive impulses. Check this out.
How are you feeling right now after what transpired inside council?
It's not a question of feeling, it's a question of extreme disappointment at the attitude of councillors within council in themselves, whereas we're not given the opportunity to raise, any points of orders that are legitimate by nature, and when they are accepted or they are taken into consideration, there's a lot of howling from the opposition benches, inclusive of the ANC themselves, who obviously came into this meeting with the predetermined outcome that they would be willing to support and vote with the Rupert establishment of the DA and the politically bankrupt Action SA, who collapsed the city of Tshwane, by the way.
Now, when you say that, including the ANC, should we take this as an indication of a strained relationship between yourselves and the ANC? You would have seen earlier today the ANC Youth League issued a statement describing the relationship that the ANC and the EFF has as an unholy marriage. Is the relationship between the ANC and the EFF still intact, or has it been strained?
Look, I would not be in a position to speak of what the ANC Youth League is, because to ourselves it doesn't exist and has not existed in society for the longest of times. Be that as it may, they are obviously piggybacking on what are trends as opposed to the creation and being trendsetters and being leaders of society. We do not have a relationship with the ANC outside of obviously having constituted a government that they are and have consistently said that they are aggrieved by. And the basis of aggrievement has not been that we have not delivered, on the basic deliverables towards the people of Ekurhuleni. They've always based it on self-preservation, where the complaint has always been that the EFF public representatives are outshining those of the ANC, and that we are taking the lead in terms of service delivery orientation and leading programs of the city of Ekurhuleni and overshadowing them and their existence.
Now, the very reason that Action SA has brought this motion of no confidence in the current mayor is the fact that they say that services have come to a grinding standstill. The cash on hand has deteriorated. The financial status of standing of the city has deteriorated quite significantly. Refuse collection is also suffering as a result. I mean, I'm also a resident of the city of Ekurhuleni, and I mean, there have been times where I've taken my bin outside only for it not to be collected. What are your thoughts to the comments that were made by Action SA?
Look, there's a deliberate posture, even by some of the service providers that we would have identified. What is happening is that some of the contracts, particularly in terms of waste collection, is coming to an end in June 2024, and as a result, these are contracts that have existed prior to the existence of an EFF governance, and even prior to that of the racist DA. And these are cadres of the ANC who now want to obviously regain their control and so forth in terms of the allocations of tenders and the influencing thereof. That we've been able to create internal control systems where there's a complete rejection of that corrupt relationship that might exist between political authority and that one of administration, particularly when it comes to supply chain management. So as a result of that, there's a deep frustration by these people, and they are the instigators of non-service delivery orientation in the city of Ekurhuleni.
Yeah. Self-awareness and self-regulation. It's important as a leader to check your emotions and control your emotions. And those two, they are dealing with you as a leader. And I mean, otherwise, you will burn the house down or kill somebody. Now, the next two more skills I'm going to discuss with you, they are dealing now with the emotions of others. Number 3, empathy. Now, that is the ability to recognize the emotions of others. Empathetic leaders put themselves in the shoes of their people and respond accordingly.
Load shedding is nie die einde van die aarde nie. En ek, president, is een van die mense wat voel, sodra jy van load shedding praat, dan begin hulle om jou te saboteer. Ons sal moet iets doen aan die sabotasie. Definitief. Nie spoedlaai het nie alle antwoorde nie. Maar Suid-Afrikaners weet, ons kom van 'n verlede af, waar ons by Kerslig matriek geskryf het. Gestudeer het vir ons matriekeksamens. Ons kom van 'n verlede af waar ons emmers gebruik het. Baie van ons het wegbeweeg van die wrede verlede en ons is nou by die punt waar ons waardigheid as mense gerespekteer word.
If you don't put yourself in the shoes of the people you claim to be leading, you will never know their pains and their suffering. Number 4, my favorite one, social skills. Now, that is the ability to manage the emotions of others. Leaders with social skills know how to build rapport and help the whole team to move forward towards a common goal. And that takes me to number 5, or it links up very well with number 5, which is motivation. And motivation is the ability to direct the emotions of others towards a common goal. Powerhouse. Motivation is the resilience to help you stay driven to achieve your goals and the goals of the entire organization. Great leaders don't only just keep themselves motivated, but they motivate the entire team towards a common goal. What do you think? Let me hear your comment below. And please, don't forget to subscribe